Amaka Sonnberger. Amaka Sonnberger is the most famous Nigerian right now in Ontario, Canada. Not just Ontario, Canada, but in the whole of Canada. That's right. She's the most talked about woman right now, the most talked about Nigerian in North America. Amaka Sonnberger. What did she do? Amaka was heard in a live TikTok um, program where she was encouraging unaliving people based on tribal differences. She was encouraging the unaliving of not just people, but she mentioned two specific tribes, the Yorubas and the Benis. And she even said that on her own, she's going the next day to use some form of, you know, rodents exterminator to get the job done. Amaka said that. Well, that's the name, allegedly, that we've been told she's known with. Amaka, yes. I think some people did some Facebook search and all of that and came to a conclusion that she's known as Amaka Patience Sonnberger. Now, Amaka, I've listened to the audio, which I find disturbing, distasteful, and I don't know. It was absolutely disgusting, unacceptable for someone her age. That's not a kid. You can see her picture, which are all over the internet. That's not a kid. That's someone that's over 40 years old, and someone that's over 40 years old encouraging tribal disunity at this point in time when the polity is already heated up, when uh, there's a lack of trust. There's so many factors working against the well-being of the country, and somebody who's comfortably with a Canadian citizenship, trying to spark up a war in a country she's not living in. She's trying to spark up a war in Nigeria while she's living comfortably in Canada, and she's trying to spark up a tribal war in Nigeria. So the Nigerian Parliament, otherwise known as the Nigerian legislation or the legislator house of legislation, they are currently making a move to ensure that the Canadian government bring her to book. They want the Canadian government to punish her for daring to call for some kind of ethnic, disunity and unaliving of people. Amaka, yes. Uh, the reason I'm making this video is to talk about something important, that the people crying now, the people screaming blue this and blue that now, the people saying this is wrong, she must be punished now. There's something they're leaving out. Yes, the title of this video I'm doing, hi, Yusa Bovadea, hello, how are you? So, greeting, oh, thank you. Greetings from Mexico. Like Mexico. Yes. So I'm talking about my country, Nigeria. For those of you watching, I am Nigerian, and we're having some issues right now. Just imagine living in a country that is troubled, a country that is going through a lot, and somebody from your country living peacefully in another country, causing trouble that is going to spark up some kind of ethnic division in a place that she's not living in. That's what we are facing right now. We are currently in Nigeria, and there's this lady that has sparked up some kind of, trying to launch some ethnic clash between people in the country while she's living safely and comfortably in Canada. Yes, so uh, what Amaka has done. First of all, there are Amakas in every ethnic group in Nigeria. There are Amakas. Hi, Zia. Is it Xi Xiao Xiao? Is that Chinese? Xi Xiao Xiao. Wow. So there's an Amaka in every ethnic group in Nigeria. There are Amakas in the Yorubas, Amaka. There are Hausa Amakas. There are Fulani Amakas, there are Igbo Amakas, there are Itsekiri Amakas, Ijo Amakas, and all of that. Amakas are everywhere. However, it is only when the Igbo Amaka comes out to express an opinion that it matters to every Nigerian, that it matters to people in government. If a Yoruba person comes to express the same thing that this Amaka just expressed, the same opinion, people are just going to look at it, one of those things, and turn their faces. If an Hausa person does the same thing, we're going to get the same reaction. But whenever an Igbo person comes out to express this opinion that Amaka just expressed, then it becomes a problem. Then it becomes a problem. Just a few weeks ago, just during the End Bad Governance protests that started August 1st, I mean, Yorubas went on live to talk about how Igbos must go on the internet without shame, without fear, anything. They came and talked about what happened. Nobody was found, nobody was identified. They let it slip, just go like that. Some years back, the Oba of Lagos himself said that if Ambode is not voted for in Lagos State, especially addressing the Igbos, that they will find themselves in the lagoon. The Oba, a king that should know better, came out and said this. What happened? Nothing. Nothing. Did Parliament sit to talk about it? No, not at all. And the last elections of 2023, MC Olomo and the touts and the thugs, the state-sponsored thugs that came out and unleashed terror on Igbo people, when they came out and they did all of this, who came out? The police even said that, the police spokesperson even said that, oh, it was all a joke. MC Olomo was joking. When the world knew that he was for real. Why? Because it was not an Igbo or Igbo people that were talking. My point is, Nigeria as a country, the Nigerian government and every other tribe only see something as wrong when it's an Igbo person that comes out to say. If other tribes come out to say the same thing, the Nigerian government, the parliament, the people act like nothing has been said. Only when an Igbo person comes out to say the same thing, that's when people start reacting. That's when people start acting like there's a problem. This person must be punished and all of that. So there's something wrong with the system, the Nigerian system, that only reacts when it's an Igbo person that says something or takes action. There is something wrong with this system. This system is not working in favor of Igbo people in any way. I'm not an Igbo person, first of all, to start with. I am Robo from Delta State. The Robos are totally different people from the Igbos. You understand? Robos in Delta State, we have the Jaws, the Shekiris, the Isokos, the Kwales, and all of that. We're not Igbo people. We're totally different, an absolutely different ethnic group. That's who we are. And now, yes. So whenever any tribe says something, it's never considered as wrong. Only when Igbos open their mouths to talk, everybody comes out to say, how dare you? And that's what Amaka is facing here. Amaka is the Indigbo scapegoat. Did Amaka say anything right? I think for someone her age, she should have known better. I don't see no sensible human, no sensible human, no matter how hurt you are, no matter whatever it is, there is no justifiable reason for what Amaka said. There is absolutely no justifiable reason. Absolutely no justifiable reason. But she came out and she said it. And should she be encouraged? Never. Should she be punished for it? Yes. However, why is it? That's the big question. Why is it that only when an Igbo person comes out to talk, that's when it becomes a problem? Why is it so? MC Olomo, no, Asari Dokubo, there's a video of him and he was holding a kakakakaka. Yes, I don't want to call the name, but he was holding, that thing, fully loaded, and he was threatening Igbo people. What happened? Nothing. Who arrested him for that? No one. But let one Igbo person, just one Igbo person come out. Let one Igbo person come out to do what Asari did, or to come out and say Yorubas must go, or to come out and say Yorubas will end up in the lagoon. Let one Igbo person come out and do it. The entire DSS, the entire military intelligence unit, the entire police special squad will be in that person's house in 6 hours' time. And that person will be shipped to Abuja, where the person will spend the next 4 to 5 years in prison, locked up. If the bad guys in the north does something today, nothing is going to happen. But I dare you, let one Igbo person in the southeast do the same thing that people in the north are doing. You're going to hear the military coming up with operations like Operation Wind, Operation Werewolf, Operation Serpent Spine, Operation Cap Holding, and all of that. And they're going to be all over the southeast, unleashing. If something happens to the Nigerian military in the north, it's just one of those things like that, and it slips away. If something happens to military personnel in Igbo territory, Lord have mercy. The entire villages around where that incident occurred, you're not going to find one after 24 hours standing. You're not going to find one building standing after 24 hours. Why is there an imbalance in this country? Why is there an imbalance? Why? Especially when it comes to Igbo people, especially where Igbos are involved. Why is there this imbalance? Why? It's my concern. The only reason this is news now is because it was an Igbo woman that said it. That's why it's news. If it was not an Igbo woman that said it, forget it. No government official is going to address it. Nobody's going to talk about it. Nobody wants to see any government in any country. It's to just be taken as one of those things. Why this imbalance when it comes to Igbo people in Nigeria? Like in my topic, this woman is just a scapegoat because what she has said, as bad as it is, other tribes are guilty of it. Other tribes say it every day publicly and nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens. This woman is, Igbos are, how would I put it? Oh my goodness. This is something the Nigerian government needs to address. This lack of balance when it comes to events in the country. Igbos take action. Igbos take action. Non-Igbo ignore. Non-Igbo ignore. Igbos take action. This is becoming too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. As for the woman, I hope she's found. I hope she's arrested. I hope she's persecuted, and I hope she pays for her actions. Yes, yes. I know. Listening to her, um, clearly she was reacting to what other tribes, the Igbos, the Yorubas, and the Benis said against Igbos. That was what she was reacting to. If you listen very well, she was only reacting to similar type of thing that Benis said against Igbos and Yorubas said against Igbos. So she was even reacting to something that was already said, similar thing that was said against Igbos. That was what she was reacting to. How come nobody's talking about what was said that made her to react? How come it's our own reaction that has now become the main focus? These are things we should think about. These are things we should consider. These are things we should pay attention to. There's a live session of a Bini person talking about how they're gonna just deal with Igbos in Benin City and in Edo State, mentioning names and even saying they've done it already to some of them. How dare you? You're not concerned about the underdevelopment in Edo State. It's Igbo people that is your problem. Shame. What a big shame. So at this point in time, please let us learn to love ourselves. We cannot fix this country if we're not united. It is only in unity that we can come about with a better country. Let's unite. Yorubas, Igbos, Hausas, Benis, Deltans, Rivers, Cross Riverians, wherever you're from. It is time to unite. The only people that benefit from disunity are the politicians and the people who doesn't want this country to grow. For the rest of us, the only thing we have to do to see a better country is to unite. Thank you very much for joining this live. And please, let's stop being hypocrites when it comes to Igbo people. Every other tribe is doing this thing, and it needs to stop across board. It needs to end. Let it end now. Thank you very much for joining this live once again. God bless you, and bye bye.